Hinduism and Sri Ramakrishna by Swami Vivekananda from Complete Works of Swami Vivekananda, Volume 6. By the word Shastras, the Vedas without beginning or end are meant. In matters of religious duty, the Vedas are the only capable authority. The Puranas and other religious scriptures are all denoted by word Smriti, and their authority goes so far as they follow the Vedas and do not contradict them. Truth is of two kinds. One, that which is cognizable by the five ordinary senses of man and by reasoning based thereon. Two, that which is cognizable by the subtle supersensuous power of yoga. Knowledge is acquired by the first means is called science, and knowledge acquired by the second is called the Vedas. The whole body of supersensuous truths, having no beginning or end, and called by the name of the Vedas, is ever existent. The Creator Himself is creating, preserving, and destroying the universe with the help of these truths. The person in whom this supersensuous power is manifested is called a Rishi. The supersensuous truths which he realizes by this power are called the Vedas. This Rishihood, this power of supersensuous perception of the Vedas, is real religion. And so long as this does not develop in the life of an initiate, so long is religion a mere empty word for him. And it is to be understood that he is not taken yet the first step in religion. The authority of the Vedas extends to all ages, climes, and persons. That is to say, their application is not confined to any particular place, time, and persons. The Vedas are the only exponent of the universal religion. Although the supersensuous vision of truths is to be met with in some measure in our Puranas and Itihasas and in the religious scriptures of the other races, still the fourfold scripture known among the Aryan race as the Vedas, being the first, the most complete, and the most undistorted collection of spiritual truths, deserve to occupy the highest place among all scriptures, command the respect of all nations of the earth, and furnish the rationale of all their respective scriptures. With regard to the whole Vedic collection of truths discovered by the Aryan race, this also has to be understood that those portions alone which do not refer to purely secular matters and which do not merely record tradition or history or merely provide incentives to duty form the Vedas in the real sense. The Vedas are divided into two portions, the Jnana Kanda, knowledge portion, and Karma Kanda, ritual portion. The ceremonies and the fruits of Karma Kanda are confined within the limits of the world of Maya, and therefore they have been undergoing and will undergo transformation according to the law of change which operates through time, space, and personality. Social laws and customs, likewise, being based on this Karma Kanda, have been changing and will continue to change hereafter. Minor social usages also will be recognized and accepted when they are compatible with the spirit of the true scriptures and the conduct and example of holy sages. But blind allegiance only to usages such as are repugnant to the spirit of the Shastras and the conduct of the holy sages has been one of the main causes of the downfall of the Aryan race. It is the Jnana Kanda or the Vedanta only that has for all time commanded recognition for leading men across Maya and bestowing salvation on them through the practice of yoga, bhakti, jnana, and selfless work. And as its validity and authority remain unaffected by the limitations of time, place, or persons, it is the only exponent of the universal and eternal religion for all mankind. The Sanhitas of Manu and other sages, following the lines laid down in the Karma Kanda, have mainly ordained rules of conduct conducive to social welfare according to the exigencies of time, place, and persons. The Puranas, etc., have taken up the truths embedded in the Vedanta and have explained them in detail in the course of describing the exalted life and deeds of avatars and others. They have each emphasized, besides some out of the infinite aspects of the Divine Lord, to teach men about them. But when, by the process of time, fallen from the true ideals and rules of conduct and devoid of the spirit of renunciation, addicted only to blind usages and degraded in intellect, the descendants of the Aryan failed to appreciate even the spirit of these Puranas, etc., which taught men of ordinary intelligence the abstruse truths of the Vedanta in concrete form and diffused language, and appeared antagonistic to one another on the surface, because of each inculcating with special emphasis only particular aspects of the spiritual ideal. And when, as a consequence, they reduced India, the fair land of religion, to a scene of almost infernal confusion by breaking up piecemeal the one eternal religion of the Veda, Sanatana Dharma. The grand synthesis of all aspects of the spiritual ideal into conflicting sects, and by seeking the sacrifice of one another in the flames of sectarian hatred and intolerance. Then it was that Sri Bhagavan Ramakrishna incarnated himself in India to demonstrate what the true religion of the Aryan race is, to show where amidst all its many divisions and offshoots scattered over the land in the course of its immemorial history lies the true unity of the Hindu religion, which by its overwhelming number of sects discordant to superficial view, quarreling constantly with each other and abounding in customs divergent in every way, has constituted itself a misleading enigma for our countrymen and the butt of content for foreigners, and above all to hold up before men for their lasting welfare as a living embodiment of the Sanatana Dharma, his own wonderful life, into which he infused the universal spirit and character of this Dharma, so long cast into oblivion by the process of time. In order to show how the Vedic truths, eternally existent as the instrument with the Creator in his work of creation, preservation and dissolution, reveal themselves spontaneously in the minds of the rishis, purified from all impressions of worldly attachment, and because such verification and confirmation of scriptural truths will help the revival, reinstatement and spread of religion, the Lord, though the very embodiment of the Vedas, in this his new incarnation has thoroughly discarded all external forms of learning. That the Lord incarnates again and again in human form for the protection of the Vedas or the true religion and of Brahminhood, or the ministry of that religion, is a doctrine well established in Puranas, etc. The waters of a river falling in a cataract acquire great velocity. The rising wave after a hollow swells higher. So after every spell of decline, the Aryan society, recovering from all the evils by the merciful dispensation of providence, has risen the more glorious and powerful. Such is the testimony of history. After rising from every fall, our revived society is expressing more and more its innate eternal perfection. And so also the omnipresent Lord in each successive incarnation is manifesting himself more and more. Again and again has our country fallen into a swoon, as it were, and again has India's Lord, by the manifestation of himself, revivified her. But greater than the present deep dismal night, now almost over, no pall of darkness had ever before enveloped this holy land of ours. And compared with the depth of this fall, all previous falls appear like little hoof marks. Therefore, before the effulgence of this new awakening, the glory of all past revivals in her history will pale like stars before the rising sun. And compared with this mighty manifestation of renewed strength, all the many past epochs of such restoration will be as child's play. The various constituent ideals of the religion eternal, during its present state of decline, have been lying scattered here and there, for want of competent men to realize them, some being preserved partially among small sects, and some completely lost. But strong in the strength of this new spiritual renaissance, men, after reorganizing these scattered and disconnected spiritual ideals, will be able to comprehend and practice them in their own lives, and also to recover from oblivion those that are lost. And as the sure pledge of this glorious future, the all-merciful Lord has manifested in the present age, as stated above, an incarnation which in point of completeness in revelation, its synthetic harmonizing of all ideals and its promoting of every sphere of spiritual culture surpasses the manifestations of all past ages. The dead never return. The past night does not reappear. A spent of tidal wave does not rise anew. Neither does man inhabit the same body over again. So from the worship of the dead past, O man, we invite you to the worship of the living present. From the regretful brooding over bygones, we invite you to the activities of the present. From the waste of energy in retracing lost and demolished pathways, we call you back to broad new laid highways lying very near. He that is wise, let him understand. Of that power which at the very first impulse has roused distant echoes from all the four quarters of the globe, conceive in your mind the manifestation in its fullness, and discarding all idle misgivings, weaknesses, and jealousies characteristic of enslaved peoples, come and help in the turning of this mighty wheel of new dispensation. With the conviction firmly rooted in your heart that you are the servant of the Lord, His children, helpers in the fulfillment of His purpose, enter the arena of work.